Hello, my name is John Wilson, and I am making a video of Charlie Kirk and Tyler Robinson. And what I believe, this is what I believe. I've not seen anybody else say this on YouTube nowhere, but this is just what I believe. And I'm going to go over the timeline where he was at 8:23 in the morning. He is right here in front of this house and is seen with this car driving by at 8:23. And then at 8:29, he shows up on the campus at the school. And then the next time he's seen is when he goes to the campus at 8:29, I think he goes out there and he's just walking around and looking, seeing if they've started setting up Charlie Kirk for the day. But anyway, maybe he didn't see it, or I don't know if he did or not. But for some reason, he walked back by here again at 9:57, and he comes around this street right here. And he keeps coming around, and he works his way around, and then he finally works his way back out to the campus. I believe at that time when he shows up on the campus, it's probably around 10:20. And for sure, I would think that they're setting up Charlie Kirk for the day at that time. And maybe he walks around the campus and just looks and makes sure everything's ready to go. If they're setting the tent up, he probably walks on the public walkway right over where Charlie Kirk's tent is what I'm thinking. Make sure that he has a line of sight from the Losi Center, which is right here. This is where he jumps off the roof later. But right here's where he takes the shot. He jumps off, let's see. He takes the shot from right here, and he jumps off back here. And he takes a shot at 12:23. But he also, he comes back after 9:57, he walks around, and then the next time he is seen is at 11:45 walking down 800 West, which is further down here that you can't see right here. And he is fixing to come out and walk up goes through the tunnel, and he is seen going through the tunnel he's at the tunnel at 11:52. When he gets to the tunnel, he gets some pictures of him, and as he's going up, you can see his backpack is full. He has a towel, a screwdriver, a change of clothes, bullets, and I think he has a gun in his backpack. I do not think it's down his clothing. I think the reason why he was walking around here and driving around in the morning, I think that he had pre-staged his gun right here, had already planted it in these woods, the 30-06, the bolt-action rifle that they found. I think he never took that gun up on the roof. I think he put it here early in the morning, could have been as early as daybreak or earlier, and planted it in these woods. And then when the time comes, he goes back to his car. He has two backpacks that day. He's seen walking right here and coming down by 800 West in the morning with his shorts and his maroon shirt. And he's seen both times with a blue backpack. But then after he leaves the campus the second time, he goes back to his car, I think, and gets a black backpack that's already pre-packed with the gun in it that he's going to kill Charlie Kirk with. He has it packed. He changes clothes, takes his shorts and maroon shirt and puts it in the black backpack that's already pre-packed. He goes back to the campus, goes up on the public walkway, which is right here. He comes up a set of steps. When he comes up the step, he sits there from 12:15 to 12:17. I think he is looking to make sure nobody's on the Loesche Center, nobody's manning that rooftop. Once he sees it's clear, he looks down the public walkway again, looks down a set of steps to make sure there's nobody coming, and he jumps over a wall onto the Loesche Center in the corner. Is where I think that he takes and puts his gun together. But I do not believe it's the 30-06. I believe it's a smaller platform gun. It could be a AR-15 or some other type gun that would fit maybe in his backpack if he breaks it down. Then after he disappears for 5 minutes in the corner of the rooftop right here. And then at 12:22, the camera picks him up again, and he runs over to the corner and takes a shot at 12:23, shooting Charlie Kirk, killing Charlie Kirk. Then he runs back here and gets off the roof, runs across the road, and the gun is found in these woods right here. And I believe when he went into the woods, he took the towel off the gun that he had shot Charlie Kirk with, and takes that towel and wraps it around a 30-06 that he already has planted in the woods. Takes the gun that he shot him with, breaks it down, and puts it back in his backpack. And then he runs out and runs around and comes out, back out on 800 West. And then runs to his car and probably just goes somewhere to get rid of that gun. But I do not believe he shot him with the 30-06. And if you can see, this road runs parallel with Campus College Road. I think when he was walking earlier that morning and driving by, he was watching and making sure nobody had seen that he had planted the gun earlier, and there was no cops and nobody was on to him. And then that way, when he went back to shoot Charlie Kirk, he felt everything was good. And when he went up back on this rooftop and come out up here and shot him, like I said, he run back, went back to where that gun was, and then took the gun that he had shot him with and put it in his backpack. And he left that gun, the 30-06, which was already there. And his excuse is going to be that he couldn't take the gun with him because he didn't have the screwdriver. He left it on the roof. But I believe he intentionally left it on the roof. That was a part of the magic that he pulled off. He's going to say that he left his screwdriver and couldn't take it apart. And if you notice, he never let the gun be seen going to the Loesche Center. He never let it be seen coming off. He made sure he kept that gun hid because he didn't want them to see that it was a different type gun. And once he was very good at what he did. But anyway, he comes back, and then I've told you, he comes out back up in this area, right up in here. And then he comes back up, and he's believed to be parked right here somewhere. And then he gets in his car and he leaves. But like I said, I don't believe that he shot him with the 30-06 that they're telling us. The gun was in the woods, but I do believe that's why he took the screwdriver and the towel with him. If you think about it, he went on the campus 3 times that day. He went at 8:30, approximately 10:20. Then he went back at 12 o'clock, coming up at the Loesche Center like 12:02, and killed Charlie Kirk. He would have had to be a fool to show his face that many times on that campus that day with nothing but a hat and sunglasses on. He had to know he was going to get caught, but he left the gun in the woods and the screwdriver so that they would find it. He wanted them to find that so that they would think that he actually took that gun on that roof and put it together. And I'll bet you that he tampered with the screws maybe the day before, and he's going to say he got down and took aim, and when he went to take a shot, the gun just clicked. And the reason why is because the day before, he went out and zeroed his gun in shooting it and had a few empty shells that he had put in a backpack that he meant to take out. with the live rounds. And then when he started to reach for the bolt action to eject the empty shell to put a live round, he's going to say he heard another gun go off, so he just jumped up and run off the Losi Center and went to the woods, and then he couldn't find his screwdriver, so he left the gun in the woods. He had no choice. He could not take it. When that's what he had planned to do the whole time, was to leave that gun right there so they could find it. Because right here on the corner of this building right here, right about here, is a camera that sees everything over this walkway and the Losi Center. But there is a wall right in this corner that he goes over that cannot be seen by that camera. That wall is about 3.5 foot tall. I believe he got down behind that wall where he couldn't be seen and put his gun together. And he made sure to keep it hid the whole time, covered, until he could make it back to these woods. And they're going to say, well, we found his screwdriver. Here's where he put it together at. Here's his screwdriver. There's the gun. There's the towel. I mean, he had to have this planned very well. I think he went there maybe a week or so before, walked the campus, looked at the neighborhood. He already had everything planned and figured out what he was going to do before he ever came on September the 10th. Then he just come back and just made it all work that day. But that's going to be his excuse to try to get out of this. He's going to say, I did not fire my gun. I did not shoot Charlie Kirk. And if the bullet with the autopsy, when it comes out, if it wasn't a .30-06 bullet, they're not going to be able to say Tyler Robinson killed him. Then they're going to wonder, out of all the other thousands of people that was there that day, who did kill Charlie Kirk? It was not Tyler Robinson. That's going to be his way, I think, to say he's innocent, and he may very well just get out of it, because they never seen that gun coming to the campus or leaving. So that's my story. That's what I believe. I believe that he, like I said, he staged every bit of this. And that's going to be his way of trying to get out of it. But anyway, that's all I've got. Appreciate you watching.